At it again with some more SJWs, baby. They always entertain us, so why not check out more? Come on. They always provide us with some wonderful entertainment. And for those of you that don't know what an SJW is, because I know I did see a comment on that. What is an SJW? It is a social justice warrior. They are the very people that we are about to check out. All right. So with that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button. It really, really helps the channel out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button and join the family. All right. Join the family. And make sure you guys are following me on social media. All of those links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter. Shout out to Elon Musk on the Twitter thing. Truth Social. All of that good stuff is in the description box below. And with that being said, let's dive in.
California, out of control. The governor, Jerry Brown, has declared the entire state a sanctuary state, meaning that local police will not cooperate with ICE and will release criminal illegal aliens back onto the streets. Jeez. But the mayor of Los Alamitos, California, Troy Edgar, is saying no mas. The mayor says if the governor won't protect the citizens, I will. He joins me now. Along with the mayor of Hartford, Connecticut, Luke Bronin. Hartford is a sanctuary city, and Luke is exploring running for governor of Connecticut, which is basically a sanctuary state. All right, I'm going to start with Luke. I like Hartford. I went to school there, but you cannot believe it's safer to not cooperate with federal immigration officials.
Well, look, first of all, let's start with the fact that Donald Trump lies about what sanctuary cities are and what's happening in them. And he lies because playing to people's fears and prejudices.
How did he lie?
Dividing us against along race lines is how he got elected.
Well, how did he lie?
He lies because he creates this perception that there is some crime wave that's driven by undocumented immigrants, and it's just not true.
Well, sanctuary cities are a little more dangerous than non-sanctuary cities.
Actually,
according to a study in California.
Yeah, that's just not the case.
Well, I mean, I have the study right here.
Cities across the country,
I have the study right here.
I have seen crimes
University of Irvine.
Year after year. We're sitting in the largest sanctuary.
Oh, man. He's just trying to talk over him. Jesse was like, no, sir. I've got the statistics right here. Right here. Goodness gracious. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? And listen, and I spoke about this yesterday. Don't you ever invite me on one of these leftist shows and they start spewing out all of these BS talking points. Because you best believe I'm coming with receipts. I'm coming with receipts. Video clips, all of that good stuff. Because as soon as they say something crazy, click play. I'm exposing everybody. Man, actually, you know what? Maybe I should try to get on one of these shows. Maybe I might send the viewer email and see if they would invite me on. Hopefully they don't watch this video, but maybe I need to wait a while, until like the videos pile up so this video kind of gets buried, because they're not going to skim through all of my videos. They're probably going to check out the last few. So I'm going to wait a while. Then I'm going to send their team an email and see if I can get on the show. And boy, am I going to expose their lies. And it is going to be glorious. But anyway, let's continue.
City in the country, which is at historic lows right now when it comes to crime.
I mean, your city, Hartford, crime's going up there under your tutelage,
actually,
by the way.
Violent crime as a whole has been going down.
Murder and rape are up.
High murders that are consistent with trends for a long time. But I would love to have a conversation with you and with the president, if he's watching, about what would actually make cities and communities like mine safer.
Another thing that is difficult for me to understand. We've talked about your...
And speaking of The View, what do you know? Speaking of the devil.
Family having to hide their identity.
Hold on, run that back.
Difficult for me to understand. We've talked about your family having to hide their identity during the Holocaust in Czechoslovakia, and we've talked about the fact that you came here at 12 years old from Italy, speaking no English, and this country embraced you. you call yourself an immigrant, but you're in favor of the wall being built, being paid for by the American people, and keeping other immigrants out of the country, much like yourself.
Well, the way I see it, I want the American people to be taken care of first. I don't want the American people to take care of everybody else's problems.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Tell that lady again.
Other immigrants out of the country,
Tell her again.
much like yourself.
Well, the way I see it, I want the American people to be taken care of first. I don't want the American people to take care of everybody else's problems.
But if they felt that way when your family was coming over here,
Well, I
you'd
came
still
here
be in
legally,
Italy.
and we had to wait in line, and we had to struggle and save a lot of money, and so there's...
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. How have I never seen this clip? Who's been hiding it from me? Man, you see what they try to do? Oh, see, we accepted you, and you're trying to build a wall so people like you. Well, I came over legally, and I think the American people should be taken care of first. You guys remember the other day we checked out a focus group. I want to say it was the second one that we checked out with CBS, the CBS focus group, I believe. CBS, NBC, one of those. And all of them were saying the same thing. I vividly remember one of the ladies saying, we're trying to take care of everybody else, but we're not even taking care of ourselves. And if I remember correctly, Joe even said the same thing. He's worried about the rest of the world and not what's going on here. And that is why nobody likes Joe right now. You're not focusing on us. We need to focus on us. Call me selfish. Oh, you're so selfish. Whatever. I don't care. We got problems here. Is it like completely like total and utter chaos? No, but I don't want it to get to that point, because that may be a point of no return, which is maybe exactly what they want, which is why they aren't focusing on us. But we'll save that discussion for another day. But that's why people don't like Joe. Focus on the American people first. We can help people later. And I think that's part of the reason why these statistics and the polls have showed if the election were to happen today, Joe would lose to the Orange Man. As much as people try to say, oh my goodness, we hate the Orange Man would win. And I think even in 24, it's projected that he would still win. As of right now, it's projected that he would win. Because he put Americans first. And he wasn't apologetic about it. Joe and this administration are focused on everybody else. Oh, let's go help these people. Oh, let's go help these people. Let's help them over there. Well, what about us? Anyway.
We came here legally, and we had to wait in line, and we had to struggle and save a lot of money, and so there's people like that waiting in line.
Yeah.
So they deserve their chance.
Yeah.
I think we need to legalize, I mean, this reform has to be reformed. Immigration has to be reformed.
So you are in support of immigration reform?
I think, listen, kids that were born in this country, as going back to the DACA situation, they need to be here. We're going to take care of them. Nobody's going to send them anywhere.
You say that, but it
at the
hasn't
same
been settled.
time, but that's what I would push for.
Okay.
But at the same time, we need to protect our borders. So I think we need to build some sort of protection.
But Antonio, logically, people who are coming in, even legally or illegally, are flying in. They're not jumping over a wall.
Well, they're flying in.
It's a waste of money, isn't it? That's how I see it.
We are arresting at the border 1,000 people every single day. And there's probably a lot more coming in. So we can't allow that to happen. And they're bringing a lot of drugs or whatever. So we need to protect the American people. That's all I'm saying. And we need to build some sort of protection.
And you think this wall is going to do it?
Well, it's done it for Israel. Mexico's got a wall. Why can't we?
Well, it's a very big, expensive wall we're talking about. And it may not be cost effective, but that's another story.
Well, we spend $100 billion on immigration every year. The wall will cost probably less than $20 billion. So we would save a lot of money.
Okay.
And also, we're sending billions of dollars over to somewhere else right now. Couldn't we have used that here to protect our borders? According to the left, of course not.
Phyllis with Campus Reform. Today we're in Washington, D.C. at the March for Our Lives protest. We're talking to attendees about what they want to see. And when they talk about banning assault weapons, do they know what assault weapons are? Let's find out.
Don't.
What sort of policy changes would you like to see enacted?
I think there needs to be a complete ban on assault weapons. We need laws in place that are going to prevent people from walking into schools with assault rifles. Yeah, I think there definitely needs to be a ban on these assault rifles.
That's another great point. That is another fantastic point. Where in all this spending for the left, was there any funding to harden our schools and protect our children? Maybe there was something in there, but I'm not aware of it. Out of all this money being spent, because one thing that I've learned with these bills is they'll name it something, right? But then they'll throw in like something super unrelated into the bill. Hey, Inflation Reduction Act. In the same bill, $500 billion to be sent overseas to, the situation going on right now. Like super unrelated to inflation reduction, right? Sending $100 million in aid to Canada for road repairs or something. And then another tricky thing that they'll do. Oh, well, Republicans didn't vote for this. Well, tell the true story. Republicans didn't vote for it because they saw the BS stuff that you tried to pile in there on top of what was only supposed to be in there in the first place. That's why they didn't vote for it. Duh. But out of all this money being spent, where was the money spent? Where was there any money spent to protect the children? Why weren't there veterans being hired to stand guard at some of these schools? Retired police officers. Parents, being paid a couple of dollars, to stand at schools. I'm sure there's plenty of parents out there that would be more than willing. There's a lot of parents that would probably do it for free in shifts to go to some of these schools and protect the kids. Where was the money for that? Oh, my assumption. Now, I don't know this with 100% certainty. I'm just going to put it on Front Street, okay? Because I could be wrong. But my assumption is that they want something to happen at a school. They're hoping something happens. Why? So that they have another reason to bring up taking away our Second Amendment once again. Because every time something like that happens, we got to take away get rid of the Second Amendment, get rid of, ban assault weapons, ban this, ban that. Every single time. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all talk to me.
So any banning of any guns, I would be supportive of. To give up some rights to have assault rifles, it's like a higher priority than people losing their lives.
Assault weapons are not necessary for home defense. They're not necessary for the average citizen to have.
What laws would you like to see? What kind of guns would you like to see banned?
Just assault rifles.
Who would support the ban of assault weapons moving forward? How many of you would support banning the sale of assault weapons moving forward? Okay, so 5 out of 5 for banning an assault weapon. Do you know what an assault weapon is?
Yeah, it's
No.
Assault weapon. It's like I kind of do, but kind of don't.
Okay.
Like
it's just
What is an assault weapon?
Can any of you tell me what an assault weapon is?
Nope.
I guess. But assault weapons, does that sound safe to you?
Do you guys know what an assault weapon is?
Yeah, honestly, if you're asking me, any gun that isn't a pistol should be banned.
The same amount of people die by assault weapons as do car crashes in a given year.
As what?
Do car crashes. It's a similar number.
Okay. It's not actually, but.
Or isn't it similar?
No, it's not. So assault weapons count for about 3% of gun deaths, but car crashes are about the leading cause.
Okay, I thought that was.
And Colion Noir pointed out something great the other day in the video we checked out with him. He pointed out the fact that assault weapons have been demonized on purpose, right? Because they account for a very minute number of, the totality of deaths. Like he said, 3%. It's a very, very small number. So if you manage to demonize something that's not even that big of a risk, that does, something that doesn't even do a whole lot of damage. Now, obviously, rest in peace to the lives lost to those, in those big situations, that we kind of touched on earlier, which is why I had to call out the left for not protecting the schools. But once you demonize that and you ban it, it becomes a whole lot easier to demonize and ban handguns, because those are the things that actually cause most of the harm. Handguns account for most of gun deaths. So if you've already banned AR, something that accounts for this many deaths, it's a whole lot easier to say, hey, well, look at handguns. They're causing so many, and you can bring out all the statistics on it. It becomes a whole lot easier. Just saying. What y'all think about it?
But a lot of people die by gun deaths.
Do you guys know what an assault weapon is, though?
I mean, a phrase that comes to mind is like military style weapon.
What an assault weapon is? Yeah, it's like an arm that, like a gun, for instance, that you can buy at a shop pretty easily. That is like can cause more deaths than like one, I guess.
Well, under that definition, a handgun would qualify, but okay, all right.
I consider any. I'm not even against just assault weapons. I'm pretty much against most guns.
I think that the Second Amendment at this time is outdated. I think that the wording needs to be revisited.
I think it's something that was meant for a different time.
I think the Constitution in and of itself is something that's outdated. Times have changed, and I don't necessarily agree with the Second Amendment to begin with.
We're living in some dangerous times, y'all. These folks are just openly saying, oh, yeah, I'll give away my rights. I'll give them away. Take them. Take them, Joe. Take them. Take them away from us. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They don't know what they're signing up for. They have no clue what they are truly signing up for. And I hope they don't get their wish. Because if they get their wish, then we all get the same situation, you know? Unless we're all going to become, you know, big time criminals and just have them anyway. Man, that's scary. That's scary right there. People are willing to just say, you know what? Take away the Second Amendment. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't like it. Have it. When us sane folks know that, yeah, we'll all capitulate. We'll all follow the laws. We'll do the, you know what I mean? But we understand that we are all putting our lives at huge risk. Not only from the criminals who aren't going to turn in their weapons. I mean, the criminals, they don't care about laws, so they're going to be running around with weapons while all of us are out here naked. Naked with knives and bats. And who knows, they might ban knives. You know, well, knives are killing too many people. We got to ban all knives. Forks and spoons only. Goodness gracious. I can actually see that happening, you know, with these foolish people. But also from the government. Government knows the population is unarmed. They can't do anything against us. And all of these same folks will be crying and complaining about the situation that we are in. And there's not going to be any amount of I told you so's that's going to change it. And that's the sad part. Like, if I knew that we could revert back to the Second Amendment, if I knew that we could go back to it, I'd say, all right, let them have it for you know, a week or two. Let them have it for, you know, a month or two. You know, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. We're going to have to bunker down and whatever else. But they'll understand and they'll see, because all these folks don't know how to defend themselves. So, yeah, when somebody kicks in their front door, and then after a month, we're going to be like, we told you so. Bring the Second Amendment back. But obviously that's not realistic. So, man, we gotta fight. We gotta fight and educate and try to educate these folks, because yeah, that is definitely a point of no return. Government ain't giving that back. But anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.